tuning into Basewave.
Welcome to the newest series of Basewave, Everything IS, where we talk about everything there is to know about studying international studies at Leiden University. My name is Pia and I will be your host today. I'm a first year IS student and I'm focusing on the region Africa and I'm doing French.
And I'm Annika and I will be the co-host of this new series. I'm also a first year IS student and I specialize in North America with Spanish. Today we have two beautiful guests with us, one third year IS student and one third year IRO student who's going to tell us a bit about their program. So can the third year IS student introduce herself?
Hello, my name is Karina. I'm 22 years old from Estonia and I am a third year IS student.
Hi, my name is Arslan. I'm a third year IRO student. I'm Belgian. I'm 20 years old.
We can first start with introducing the courses. So International Studies is a multidisciplinary program where you'll explore global issues through different lenses: culture and language, history, politics and economics. Each of these perspectives is essential for really understanding globalization, not just how it works on a global scale, but also how it affects people locally, regionally and around the world.
An IRO is a bachelor where you look at issues that cross borders, all from a social science perspective. The focus on IRO is diplomacy and the major challenges the world is facing. In IRO, you will take a closer look at the world major players like China, Russia, the US, and the AU, as well as key organizations like the UN, NATO, and the World Bank.
So let's start with the first question. How did you discover your program?
Yeah, so it goes back a while ago, so I'm not sure how true that is, but I think I was just mostly browsing through programs of universities abroad, and initially I was aiming to be a scientist and study genetics, but after a while looking at the program description of political science, that just sounded much more interesting. And so I discovered Leiden, looked up the IRO program, sounded very fun, very cool. And also, as I'm from Brussels, it's just so close by. So it just sounded like the perfect deal for me.
Yeah, and for you?
For me, after finishing high school, I was quite lost on where to apply. I only knew I wanted to go abroad. And then I was also browsing with my best friend, and she actually found the program. And since she also applied here, she sent me a link. And though she ended up not joining me for this journey in Leiden, then I guess I have to thank her for finding the program for me.
You guys already kind of touched upon it, but why did you guys want to study international studies and international relations?
Well, I've always been interested in politics, which just made sense for me. Since I was a kid, I was always watching debates, looking at governments, what did they do, what measures they recently voted. And so it just made sense for me because I was just oriented towards the world, discovering how politics worked. And so that's mostly why I chose IRO.
For me, IS just sort of joined everything I'm interested in. I was doing Japanese already before, during high school, and so finding a program that takes a region and a language was really just the perfect fit for me. And also because although I like politics, I was also always very interested in history. Then just reading the description, it just checked out everything I wanted to do in a program.
Mm-hmm. So we can talk about more about being a student here. So how does a normal day look for you studying IRO or IS?
I guess like most people here, I wake up, take a little breakfast, go take a shower, and then I don't know why, but like I feel like every single block since I've started IRO, I've had class at 11 a.m. Most of my class were 11 a.m. So like that's kind of routine for me to go to uni at around 11, then have the lecture, and then stay by, have a little lunch with my friends, try to study. Let's just say it does not always work.
We've all been there.
Exactly. And then, yeah, after that, go home. Then usually I have basketball training. And why not have a drink once or twice a week with some friends, yeah.
Lucky you, I guess. I think for like first and second year in IS, there's a lot of school. Like I've never gotten the time slots and timetables I wanted. I've always had to just pick and choose whatever is left. So it's always like 9 a.m. classes. And then suddenly you're in third year and you do nothing. Like, like I have so much individual work, but in like school hours, I'm barely in school. There's like nothing for me to do here. So it's usually like in a week, it's hour 45 minutes in school, and then rest of it is like your own time planning. So I wake up during random times, try to get some lunch or breakfast, and then do some studying. And I guess the most important part for me is to go for a walk or meet up with friends, because otherwise I will grow moldy from the thesis writing I'm currently doing. So yeah.
As two first-year students, we really appreciate that it does get better.
Yeah. No, maybe we should like say how a usual day for us is. We often have 9 a.m.
9 a.m. classes.
Oof,
We
tough.
do have class every day, so 5 days a week.
Or
usually.
most people,
Yeah.
because the second semester you can choose which time slots to a certain extent you want to have the subjects, so you could be lucky and have a day off, but not all of us are that lucky.
Now, I've heard IRO is a bit nicer with classes, so can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, we just don't have a lot of classes. I think first year and second year, we always have like once a week or twice a week. I don't recall exactly, like the academic skills class, and then two classes generally with 2 lectures each a week. So yeah, the rest of the time, like we could just, I don't know, hang around and don't work that much. But yeah, it's we usually, like, that was like a common occurrence to have like 1 day off a week, or even have like a 4-day long weekend. That happened.
Nice.
That is very nice. Yeah.
What surprised you guys the most when you started your studies?
I guess the people. I wasn't expecting so many international kids. Like, I thought like most people were gonna come from public school from around the block-ish. Not at all. I don't know to what extent that is in IS, but I feel like in IRO most people come from international schools or European schools. They're mostly Europeans, but I feel like the number of people coming from public schools are just like so low. Like, yeah, but so that's basically what surprised me the most. Yeah,
I think it's pretty similar for IS as well. I know a normal question is like, oh, so which international school did you go to?
exactly, the IB.
Yeah. Oh, IB was so hard.
For me, the surprising part was the sheer amount of people, because I think it must be the same. Around 500 people get submitted, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you go to the lecture, and especially first year when everyone's still attending the lectures, it's just, there's so many people, and I never expected it, because a lot of universities have like a set amount of people to take in. So I guess it's more controlled. It feels more of like jungle when you first walk into an IS lecture.
I don't know how many are in IRO. Do you remember like the first year?
I've heard it was like 450 or 400.
Still a lot of people.
Yeah, but it just decreased over the years, I think. But yeah, I think we're still like 350 or 300. Yeah. Also, over the years, like less and less people come to the lectures. But
you go to an exam and there's like, oh, that's a new person.
every single time, like I discover like dozens of new faces. I'm like, where have you been all semester? Like I never saw your face a single time.
It's a skill you learn over the years to divide your time and understand what matters and what doesn't.
Lectures doesn't matter.
Depends on the lecture and the lecturer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very true. So, talking a bit more about the studies, as both of the studies deal with global issues, do you have, or have the studies changed how you look at global issues, and if so, in what way?
I believe for me it was like how much so many issues are interconnected. There's no such thing as just high politics or like politics by themselves or like defense or military. It just comes with so many different issues. There's also the past history, colonial history that comes into play, economic pressures, environmental pressures. And so yeah, we just have a lot of class in IRO that helps us kind of disentangle all of these factors and to better understand like why do our politicians take some kind of decisions and not some others. That was yeah, really helpful.
I think my answer is very similar. I think the heart of IS was sort of what changed my views on how we see global issues, because you have a certain issue, a crisis, and you can see what has caused it from historical perspective, from the economic perspective, and you also see why they all matter. And so I guess what I've learned most is that we shouldn't put a finger on a like certain cause, but understand that everything has a very interconnected background to it.
Yeah, we would definitely agree with that, I think. And also just for IS at least, it really gives you a critical eye about looking at the global issues. What's your guys' favorite thing about studying IS or IRO?
Oof, favorite thing, that's
Do you have any?
Favorite thing, no, I guess the people still, my friends. I think the people are the most fun, and also like they just like a lot of them are very interesting. Like we have a lot of interesting conversations, and they're all like, I'd say like most students are very informed about what's happening in politics, which makes it like all the more interesting to talk and yeah, to hang around with them. Yeah.
My favorite part probably is the region and language. I guess it was at first a bit surprising for me when I met people who didn't actually choose IS because of the region and language options, who just saw it as the global part more as the thing they want to do. But yeah, for me, studying East Asia and doing Japanese by far has been the best part.
I think I can agree with that.
I think I agree with the global.
Oh.
I like focusing on one region, but I love seeing multiple perspectives and global perspectives, so yeah.
We're all different. No, so now you guys are writing your theses and these courses are coming to an end, so do you guys have like any ideas of what you want to do when you finish your bachelor's degrees? Are you traveling, taking a master's, I don't know, starting to work?
I think the very first thing I'll do when I finish my thesis is to sleep. I think we can relate to that. And travel, have fun. Future plans, I'm going to study public policy. So I'm in Berlin, so I'm very, very happy about that. I feel like it's very interesting to see how politics and policies are constructed and how to make them so they are effectively implemented on the ground. So it just improves people's lives. So yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna do next year.
It's a master's, right?
Yeah, exactly. 2-year master.
Mm-hmm. And you?
Well, I'm also going to enjoy the summer after thesis, and I'm also still waiting for some of the replies for masters, but definitely from autumn I'm gonna continue studying. So yeah, not a big break.
No. But something similar or something completely different?
I applied for international relations in Leiden, and also back at home, and also Asian studies. So it's going to be either one or the other.
But within the same field?
Yes. Yeah. I'm very happy with what I've chosen to do. So.
Well, we have some final rapid fire questions. So just like say the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay. Here we go. One word to describe IS students.
Curious.
One word to describe IRO students.
Extroverted.
Your favorite theory or concept you've learned?
Imagined communities.
The veil of ignorance.
Dream internship location.
Oof. Somewhere sunny, Barcelona.
Japan.
Do you prefer group work or solo work?
Solo work.
Group work, but it doesn't work really.
Best spot to study in Leiden University.
Beehive.
Yeah, Beehive, 4th floor.
It's the only okay place.
Okay, if IS or IRO was a song, which genre would it be?
I would say folk music.
Interesting.
That's a good one.
I'm tempted to say classical music, but not too sure about that. Not too sure about that.
One global issue you care deeply about.
Right now, the Russian-Ukrainian war.
Animal rights.
A political figure, dead or alive, you would want to have coffee with.
Stalin.
What the?
I have reasons, okay?
Fair enough. I'd say Charles de Gaulle.
Most used app during lectures, be honest.
If I go to a lecture, then Google Docs, because I actually take notes.
If I'm being honest, chess.com. And Google Docs a little bit.
I don't think you're the only one with chess.com.
Yeah.
For the listeners, if you didn't know, there's like this small rivalry between IS and IRO. It's like always, who's the best? So, do you think IRO or IS is best? And if so, and why do you think it's best?
I don't want to make enemies.
You are outnumbered in this room.
Oh, fair enough. No, obviously I'm going to say IRO is better. Also, but I haven't tasted like what it feels like to be an IS student, so I cannot really judge that. But what I know of IRO, no, but like the general thing is like if you're interested in politics, there's no such thing as IRO. I think it just there's not like a single program that helps you better understand politics. I think so.
I think IS is better. You especially because you get to focus on a region. I think it's really special, and I am happy that it draws people in like it did for me, because it's great. And the language studies also, which is our bonus, which everyone should be very proud of in IS.
Yeah, as an IRO student, I'm very jealous.
You got statistics and we got
No,
languages.
exactly, yeah, fun.
No, but I think what everyone can understand after listening to this podcast, that they're really similar in many ways, but they're also like the differences, and it really depends on what you want to do. If you want to focus more on politics, maybe IRO is better for you, but if you want to, in a way, get a broader sense of humanities in itself, IS might be better. Yeah.
Yeah, would agree with that. Or if you really want to learn a language, I would suggest IS, because I feel like after you finish IS, you're kind of fluent in the language you learn, or you're supposed to be.
Depending on the language.
Yeah, depending on the language.
You get the resources to be pretty fluent in the end.
I hope everyone learned something, and thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you for listening if you made it to the end of the podcast.
We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.